What is up, YouTube? I am Taylor. Welcome to my channel, and this is my weekly comic book review show and hangout, kind of. Once I'm done with the review section, I'm going to talk to the chat, and I'll invite people to come on cam, and we can talk about stuff if you want. I'm going to do that after I go through these reviews because I've got 22 books to get through this week. It was a big week, and I want people that watch it on the rewind to not have to deal with me just yippity yapping. I tried it last week where people were on cam while I was doing the reviews, and it just got a little weird. So nothing bad, just kind of felt awkward having somebody sit there and just sort of awkwardly watch me review books, which I guess is what you're all doing in the chat. But I don't know, whatever. It's different. Anyways, I start with the worst, I end with the best. Let's get into it because there's a lot to get through. Book number one. I didn't care for this one. A Thing Called Truth, number one. It's sort of a weird Thelma and Louise-ish kind of book. And then the main plot is pretty tropey. And if within 3 pages you can't figure out what's going to happen to the main character, I don't think you've ever read a book before or seen a movie or heard about corporations or anything. The art isn't horrible. It's a little bit cartoony and stuff, but it's not bad. It's just the story itself just really didn't do much for me. I'd probably say it's fine. There's nothing this week that's truly awful, but I don't know. I didn't dig it. I don't know. Next, we have Wonder Girl number 4. This is my last issue of this book. I like Joelle Jones when she's on the art. There's another fill-in artist sometimes that I don't care for, and then I just realized I do not. There's something about this, and I'm having trouble putting a figure on it, but I just don't like the story, at all. At all. It's not doing it for me. It's an attempt to add to mythology, an attempt to fit in Yara Flor, the new Wonder Girl, into things and explain it all. But it's just really weirdly choppily told and broken up. And then it's also pretty goddamn boring. It's just dull. And it's not for me. I don't know. I like the character of Yara Flor when she was first introduced, and I still think the idea of the character is great, but they took everything sort of badass and great and haven't addressed it at all in 4 issues, and now it's just kind of all right. She learned how to ride a flying horsey. All right, Amazing Fantasy number 4. This is at this point really just a cover buy for me. The main plot, it's all right. It's Kari Andrews writing and doing all the heavy lifting on this. You're sort of starting to figure out what's going on a little bit in this story, and it's Black Widow, Spider-Man, and Captain America are all drawn from our Earth in different time periods and end up on this weird fantasy island. And it's just the story itself is pretty fucking stupid. It doesn't make a ton of sense. And there's a character in this that really acts out of character, at least for everything else that's happened in previous Marvel history, and it's just kind of jarring. And the art is lumpily cartoony. I think he's a fantastic cover artist, and this homage to Frank Frazetta's Death Dealer is great. But and the covers have all been great. They're all these homages to sci-fi and fantasy novels and stuff throughout the era. But the book itself just is not doing it for me. And it is just really kind of boring the hell out of me. So it's done. It's not done. There's one more issue I'm going to buy because I'm sure I'll love the cover, and then I'll have to read and figure out how he wraps up the story. But right now the story's just kind of eh. This is my glutton for punishment book too. I cannot wait till Tynan's off Batman. I know I've said this every week or every month it comes out, and I still cannot wait till he's off of Batman. Fear State is just boring. It's pretty predictable. And that it's gonna have a big finale that I'm sure is gonna wrap things up with Batman punching somebody in the face. It's not. I don't know. It's just nothing about Tynan's run has interested me. He goes in great waves where you get this glimmer of hope, and then nope. Instead of that, he'll just introduce a new character that nobody gives a shit about. And yeah, I don't know if there's anyone new. I don't think there's anybody new introduced in this issue. Amazingly enough, I don't know, the art's gorgeous. The backup story, Batgirls, was a stupid ass backup story that's kind of pointless too. But Jorge Corona's art on the backup story is great too. Just this whole idea, this whole Fear State run is pretty boring and just doesn't do much for me. All right. This one, my LCS talked me into buying. I probably wouldn't have otherwise. And, I'm still not convinced. It's medium. It's medium rare, kind of okay. Batman, Superman, The Authority special. I've not been reading. I read The Authority kind of when it first came out, when Warren Ellis did. And Warren Ellis is kind of a shithead now, and no one talks about him. But the Authority itself was a cool idea. and I didn't read the Superman Authority Grant Morrison thing where they updated it all. So I don't know what half the Authority is. I know there's some of them. I know Midnight, I know Apollo. And now this is Batman getting thrown into that new thing after the Grant Morrison thing. Ben Templesmith does the art for part of this, and that part of the art is fantastic. The rest of it is pretty pedestrian. And the story, again, it's like, if you've ever read a Batman story, that's this. If you've ever read other characters interacting with Batman, that's this. If you want the Authority to be badass and do badass things, that's not really this. It's weird. It's I don't know. Didn't do it for me. Again, that's my theme of the week. And some of these came out earlier for a lot of you folks. It's just my LCS has had a lot of damages and stuff, and whatever. So I got Hellcop #1. This is an interesting enough idea, and like minor spoilers where like Earth has figured out a way to open up dimensional portals, and one of the dimensions they open is pretty much hell. And these main character and his partner have to deal with like denizens of hell and demons and stuff. The art has its moments where it's like really weirdly detailed and kind of strange and great, and then it has others where it's kind of floppy and limp. It's not very consistent in that regard. The story itself is not horrible. Again, it's not. I mean, other than the idea, the actual story itself is pretty tropey and stuff, and you can probably figure this one out as well. Honestly, I might get this in trade paperback form later if it makes it that far. It's an Image book, so I don't know. At this point with Image, you only have one print to work with. So if you don't catch it first time around, you're gonna have to wait till trade paperback. I'm okay waiting for trade paperback on this one. Like I said, the art was cool enough. The story was ish. It just didn't grab me enough to spend more money on it right now. And okay, you want a really cool book with the artist from Barbaric, and you want like set in the Wild West and possibly spiders. I guess there's a spider on the cover, but I don't think there's any spiders in. I don't know. I don't remember a spider in the book. I don't remember. Well, honestly, because nothing happened in this fucking book. It's atmospheric. It's well drawn. It's the sort of like the end of the Wild West, the end of the Gold Rush era, and like all the gold has been picked for the most part, except for there's some weird body horror stuff and hints of something happening, and hints of like creepiness, and hints of a thing that might go places, but doesn't. Guten on the art is great. Cy Spurrier, hit or miss for me as far as the writing goes, and this is just another miss. I know somebody else said it was one of their favorite books of the week, but I mean, honestly, it's just kind of bored the hell out of me. There's really not enough there to bite into as far as the story goes. Maybe it'll get better in trade paperback. I'm going to wait for other people's opinions of this to get a little further down the line with this series, and we'll see. All right, this is another one the LCS recommended. I probably wasn't going to get it. I did dig the variant cover, and this is probably interesting enough to read from here on out. Maybe. This is what is it called? Dark Knights of Steel. With Knights as Knights of the Round Table. It's another Elseworlds. It's Tom Taylor. Tom Taylor's pretty decent when he gets to play in the playground where there's no consequences. Where he can just change things around to his fancy. And there's a big reveal in this, because you need your big Elseworlds or your, what if reveal. And then it's set in case you can't tell, it's set during like King Arthur's times. This is the cover B. It's a variant cover. I like this cover better. And who was it by? Josh Middleton. So I dug this cover. And the writing, it's not bad. It's not, again, it's Tom Taylor, and the art and the interior is pretty solid and gorgeous. Not a ton happens. I mean, Superman comes to Earth. And it happens differently because it's a what if. And there's other things in here that are not the same as the regular thing. Obviously, it comes to Earth during King Arthur's time. I'll probably trade weight this one too, because it's a 12-issue thing. And it's just kind of like, I don't know if I have the energy to slog through 12 issues of Elseworlds. It's not nothing bad about the story. It's not at all. It's just kind of like, it's a stamina thing, really. And I don't know if I have the stamina for this right now. We'll see. All right, we're getting there. No, we're not. We got a shitload of more books to get through, but whatever. Magic Order Volume 2, #1. I have never read any Magic Order. I know it's Mark Miller and it's Stuart Immonen. It's been a long time since I read a Mark Miller book, too. And I like this. As far as the first issue, it's pretty solid. You don't need to have read the first arc, I don't think. I mean, there's a history to this book, and there's things that happened beforehand, but I didn't. like I don't need all that filled in right now. And like I think you can live reading this without having all the back issue details because I didn't have it and I still found it pretty enjoyable. Stuart Immonen's art's pretty solid. Knows how to tell a story and knows how to keep the pacing flowing from one thing to the next. And like you're never really confused as to what the action is. So like I like this. This is probably fine plus. If I read the first arc and stuff and had more of a history to it, I might have given it a better grade. But I do like the sort of intrigue setting up. You kind of know what you're in for with a Mark Miller title. There's gonna be over the top violence. There's gonna be some crass language and some fucking swearing and shenanigans. So, Magic Order. All right. Here we're starting to get into the good chunk, and like for this week, there's actually a pretty decent stack of what I consider good books, and so we're in that area now. We've got Orphan and the Five Beasts, number 3. Sorry, holy crap, it's only number 3. I swear. All right, that makes a little more sense. I thought this is a 5-issue book series. I think it's 5 issues. This is sort of not necessarily a filler, but a transitional issue. Like by the end of this, you get what's going on, and the Orphan has to like conquer all these big kaiju and stuff, and like it's very. It's a fun book, and if you like this color palette, you'll be seeing it throughout the book. James Stocco is doing the art and the writing. It's over the top. It's kind of ridiculous. It reminds me a lot of like the little bit of anime and manga I've seen with some like gross body horror stuff and some exaggerated details. It's a lot of fun. This one you can probably wait for the trade paperback at this point as well. It's Dark Horse, assuming they actually have paperbacks anymore because their print quality is fucking awful. This book is flimsy and super thin, and I think Dark Horse is literally running out of paper. But I really did like Orphan and the Five Beasts. You can maybe find the first couple of back issue bin pretty cheaply. I think a half price books I found at least for 99 cents a piece for the first issue, so like 2 or 3 copies of it. But yeah, it's worth checking out. I dig it. And then we have from DC Soul Plumber number 2, which is a bizarre ass book that I think is technically set in the DC universe. I am not sure why the hell it is. It's a soul. Well, maybe it's horror, so it's going to be their other imprint. And like the art on this, I really dug. It's Zabrowski and Kissel and McCray. I don't know. I could open this, but I just don't care enough to do it. The art is like sketchy and bizarre and doesn't fit. It's not a normal, typical superhero style. And the story is sacrilegious and satiric and over the top and kind of anti-religion almost, or anti-organized religion with the demons. I like this issue a lot better than I like the first issue, although I do think they're a nice 1-2 punch. I just don't think the first issue was a good enough first issue to really hook me, but I just figured I'd give this one a chance because I like the art enough, and I'm glad I did. This has the potential to be a pretty interesting like little mini series. Issue 2 is 6. I don't know how the hell DC is doing it because it is bizarre. They're like this super religious guy that's working at a gas station somehow manages to summon an actual demon, and you kind of just go from there. It's over the top nonsense, but it's fun. And then you have Campisi, the Dragon Incident, number 3. This is another sort of transitional issue where stuff happens, but like it's all just ramping up to the finale. And this is not the finale. This is the penultimate issue, I believe. The art is still not going to be for everybody. Marco Licati's art is pretty. He has a unique style. Sometimes it's fairly clear on the storytelling, sometimes not. The color palette's limited, which is nice, and the ink work and the ink lines are a little thin sometimes for my liking. I'd like a little more variety, I think would help with the flow and it'd help with the storytelling. But it's like a mobster trying to deal with a dragon, and that's like all it kind of is, but it's a cool enough idea and it's executed well enough because like the mobster is not like your typical, I don't know. It's hard to explain because it's not like it's super violent. It's a mobster that sort of cares about where he lives. So you get a mobster with not necessarily a heart of gold, but at least a little bit of a heart. And this is a fun one. If you've not been reading this one, I'd suggest picking it up. It's Aftershock Comics. Really nice cover and actually really nice paper quality as well. Aftershock is doing better than Dark Horse in that regard. All right, next we have Last Flight Out number 3. This is another one of those books that, it's Dark Horse, which is again flimsy and seriously, I think they're printing on toilet paper, which explains the shortage we had earlier. This book has gotten better as it goes along. The first issue is like, the second issue is pretty decent, and I think this is the best of the bunch, which is kind of rare. Usually things like start well and then they dip and then hopefully they come back, but this has just kind of been like the whole way. Earth is dying. There's like a couple flights to get off the planet with these super big ships. The last one's about to go, and the creator has to go find his daughter, who kind of hates him for a lot of good reason. And that's kind of the basic plot of the series. I don't want to get into what necessarily happens in this issue because things happen. There's plot twists and other things, and spoilers. They're not off the planet yet because it would be probably a different series if it were. But again, it was worth checking out if you can find it. Somebody said they were worried it was canceled. I don't know if it is. This is issue 3 of 6. I kind of doubt they're canceling it. So we're about halfway through this one, but so far it's been pretty great. All right, I'm going to move this stack before they all fall off and continue with the next. All right, crossover number 9. Crossover is a weird one for me. I seem to like every other issue of this. I like Jeff Shaw's art. It's kind of cartoony in places where and it sort of fits this book. This is the weird thing where like fictional characters come to life, and it's getting pretty meta, which is what Facebook's getting renamed, right? So that'll probably be referenced that in here. You get like characters from Brian Michael Bendis. You get like all these other creations of indie comics, mostly from Image or for like I'm sure Donny Cates has a permission to use them, and like Mad Men showed up and like other stuff. It's getting a little bit masturbatory. Like there's a lot of like Donny Cates in here thinking Donny Cates is very fucking clever for writing about writers, writing about comics. And it's like, get somewhere. And like every other issue seems to progress things. This one is just where you're like, oh, you're supposed to be shocked that like another writer who he's probably buddies with had something to happen with him in this book. Because, whoopsie. It's not bad. I'm still enjoying it. It's just kind of... and I know I'm sounding like I should be cruel. I'm crueler to this book than I am because I still dig it. I still dig the idea well enough. It just gets a little bit like, yeah, it's a little Donny Catesy, but I'll still keep up with it. I still dig it. So, and then we have Nida Hawa's Nightmare Blog by Rodney Barnes and with art by Jason Sean Alexander. This is from the creative team that's doing Philadelphia. I've not read Philadelphia, and I think this is actually sort of a tie into Philadelphia. They reference it in here a little bit, and they reference some of the happenings that I didn't know I'm not kept up, so I don't know what's happening. And this is a book, okay, and I know I criticized Rush for this, but not a ton happens in this. However, I think this does a much better job of creating a weird, creepy atmosphere, and I think the art is phenomenal in this. I think the drawing style and the inking style and the mood set by that, and there are enough things that do happen in here to keep my interest up. I'm not necessarily a huge horror guy, but this set the right tone of like just weird ass creepiness for me to really dig. And again, I think the art did some of the heavy lifting on this, but I do think the story has there's a potential here that I'm really interested in seeing. Whereas with the earlier one, I just don't really give a shit. There just wasn't enough there for me to really care. But this one, Nightmare Blog, I mean, I'm sorting it. I'm not because Nida Hawa's Nightmare Blog. Image Comics, worth checking out. And this, I think, technically came out last week, but again, my LCS has had issues. Get it? Issues. Oh, yeah, clever. All right. This is a Strange Academy, or Death of Dr. Strange, the Strange Academy one-shot. You don't need to read this at all. Like, at all. It's and this is the Peach from Wolko Stormbreaker variant cover. I actually liked it. I dig some of the Peach from Wolko stuff. Some people don't. Your mileage may vary, and I don't give a shit. It's art. It's all subjective. Life is subjective. It's all doesn't matter. Doctor Strange dies. Spoilers. That's the name of the goddamn miniseries, right? And like, there's tie-ins, but I'm not reading all of them. But I wanted this is actually all written by Scotty Young, who's doing the Strange Academy series. That's the only reason I picked it up. Mike Del Mundo's doing the art on this, which is not Humberto Ramos. Art's, I mean, there's a little bit of a change in the art from the normal Strange Academy stuff, but I don't necessarily think it suffers. And you'll learn more of the two Asgardian twins that are attending the school here. That's kind of this story. It's not an essential story to the death of Doctor Strange. It's not even really an essential story to Strange Academy, but it's a fun little one-shot tale. And there's a couple little one-page things at the end of this book by different artists that are just kind of fun. They're not complete stories. They're just kind of little vignettes. There's a word. But I dug this. I think Scotty Young with Strange Academy has managed to capture like the two, like, again, I'm an old white middle-aged guy saying this, but I think he's captured a tone of like high school or like the school stuff, and he's done it better than a lot of people trying to do that same kind of stuff right now. Like Teen Titans Academy is hot garbage, but I really like Strange Academy. So there you go. Strange Academy, Death of Doctor Strange. I don't know what the hell it's actually called because no title on here. All right. Crush and Lobo, number 6 of 8. I like this one as well. Tamaki. I did not expect to like this book when it first came out. I had I actually didn't even know who Crush was. After I just picked it up on a whim, and then I liked the first issue well enough to keep going, and that's about where I'm at with this. Like, I'm liking this progression. I like this sort of story of Crush and her struggles, and like she's Lobo's kid and trying to find Lobo, and there you go. That's the thing of this, and then ends up on a date in Space Vegas, and it's over the top, goofy ridiculousness. It's a lot of fun. They probably really should have just called it Crush Daddy Issues, because Lobo's nowhere in this damn book. Like, it hasn't been in the series at all yet, really, other than to fuck over his daughter a little bit. Fuck over. I know I'm gonna get tagged for swearing, anyways. But this one, again, this is like my surprising miniseries of the year. It's DC managed to make me sort of like want to now hunt down appearances of a character I just did not care at all about, and I dig the Crush character. So there you go. Firepower number 17. If you're not reading Firepower, I don't know what to tell you. It's good. Like Chris Samnee's art, again, I know some people don't love it because it's not your it's not Jorge Jimenez and like super detailed and stuff, but what Chris Samnee does very, 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 very well, I think, is draw a sequence of action. And like you're never going to be lost as to what the hell's going on with his stuff. He's got like he does, and all his characters feel pretty grounded in the comic. But I think he's an exceptional storyteller as far as artist goes. And like this is just another one, like Firepower. It's all kind of like one big fight scene for like 17 issues. There's a little bit in there with like character, and there's some character stuff. There's enough to like you learn about the family, you learn about the characters and stuff. But like a lot of this is like, oh, well, now this is happening, and this is happening, and this is happening, and like you just like they're playing around in like a martial arts fantasy fun world. It's like a much, much, much better version of Iron Fist, which I'm kind of glad on another note they're canceling Iron Fist and bringing back as a different character because about damn time. The white savior complex probably went a little too far with that one back in the day. But yeah, Firepower's a lot of fun. It really is. You probably can trade weight it, and it's Skybound, and it's the creators of it's Robert Kirkman writing. They're going to keep this thing in print. Although it's Image, so maybe they're not going to do second prints anymore. I wonder how that's going to work with Skybound because Skybound likes to reprint things 4 billion times. So I don't know. Maybe start hunting it down because I don't know if they're going to keep reprinting it just because Image has said they're done doing reprints. So or second prints or whatever. But I dig this. Yeah, Firepower versus Serpent People. Fun. All right. Then we have the Swamp Thing, number 9 of 10. This is the penultimate issue. I like that word, penultimate. I know. Anyways. Brother versus brother. Kind of tells you what you need to know. Ron V has managed to make a new Swamp Thing pretty interesting, which I didn't necessarily think was possible back in the first thing because like the original Alec Holland, great horror character, pedigree character with Alan Moore and like and Bernie Wrightson and all these other great creators that have been on it and they've done great things. But Ron V took his own twist and made a new, very interesting Swamp Thing. And it's definitely a Ron V book. There's overarching themes that Ron likes to touch on and like family and duty and honor and that kind of stuff. And this has that. And it still managed to keep the creepy horror sense of it all. And like it's building up to a finale that I'm really interested in reading. There is the brother versus the brother in here, and you'll figure out sort of what's going on here. This is since it is ending, and they're going to take a break, and then I think they're going to relaunch it with a new series. This might be another one to wait till it's collected because I think that some of this one might be almost greater than the bits, some of its parts. I don't know, words hard, phrases hard. I don't know. I've got a lot of books today, people. Been reading for 5 hours to get to this shit. Lost my train of thought. Swamp Thing. Just read it at some point. Maybe trade weight it. All right, the Me You Love in the Dark, Image Comics number 4, another Scotty Young book with Jorge Corona. Jorge Corona was on the stupid Batgirl backup story as well. This book has finally started to get really, really creepy. Like it had like hints of creepy, and it had hints of horror, and it had hints of like stuff. But now it's like there's an abusive relationship with the house, and it's dark and it's twisted, and it's about this woman that's like moved to this house to like free her mind and start making art, and which it turns out there's a lot of those books out there. I don't know how this all happens, but there's like 3 or 4 books out there that have that same theme. I think this is probably the best one of the bunch, though. I am really liking this. I really want to see how it ends. I don't think it's going to have a positive ending. I could be wrong, but the way this is all lining up, it just sort of leans like it might be a pretty twisted ending. It's a pretty twisted book, and it deals with like emotional abuse and stuff in a weird way, and I dug it. It's got that right blend of horror that I kind of like when I do like horror. 2 more left, folks. So I was there, then I can chat with y'all. Primordial number 2, Jeff Lemire and Andrea Sorrentino. They're the team that did Gideon Falls. This is a slow-ish paced book. There's not really a ton sort of that happens in here, but Andrea Sorrentino is a lot of flex. There's a couple double-page spreads in here, and there's some art, and there are some trippy ideas, and like the story is told. It's just not like, and it does progress. You get an idea of sort of what's going on as far as like space program in the 50s. What if like things have gone very differently? And there's dogs, and this is Laika, the Russian space dog, and that's the main character of this issue. And it's just not your traditional over like verbose exposition-y kind of book. A lot of this is told visually, and I really dig it. I think Andrea Sorrentino is balancing 2 different styles in here that I think work very well. And I think that there's enough story to really keep you hooked. I think this is another 5-issue one. I might be wrong, but it's Lemire. I don't think that like Jeff Lemire on a bad day is better than most other comic writers out there right now. All right, I got one more. My grand finale, my last book of the week. This is cover B. If I had it to do over again, the one thing I would have done is picked up cover A instead, because I like that cover better, seeing it in person. But we have New Burn, number 1 by Chip Zdarsky, Chuck Zdarsky. No, it's Chip Zdarsky and Jacob Phillips. Zdarsky is the one that started doing with Sex Criminals with Matt Fraction, and now is writing Daredevil and a bunch of other stuff. And Jacob Phillips is Sean Phillips' son, who did the coloring on all of like the Ethan Reckless novels that Sean Phillips is doing with what's his face. It doesn't matter. And Jacob Phillips also is the artist on that Texas Blood, which is great slow burn stuff too. This is a mob ex-cop that now works for about every mob family around, and is a balancing act, trying to like keep the peace and trying to like investigate for the mob while advancing himself, and like kind of realizing like if you're gonna be a dirty cop, you might as well get paid for it and not be a cop. And that's kind of this. It's an interesting sort of detective-y, noir-y first issue. It actually wraps up like not the main plot, but like there's a complete story told in one issue, which is kind of nice. It's kind of like, oh, you get, like you could read this and be like, that's a pretty satisfying thing. And it's my favorite book of the week. I think Jacob Phillips is a great artist to pair with Chip, and I think that Jacob's colors do a great job in this book too. It's like a light, kind of weirdly airy style, but also you still get some dark and hint of menace that's I think is necessary for this. And I think Chip had a really interesting like take on the whole mob thing, and the main character of Newburn is a pretty interesting one. So that's my favorite book this week. That's what I got. I'm gonna wave my hand. So if you're watching, now I'm just gonna start talking to the audience and stuff. And hang on, I'm gonna I'm gonna share the StreamYard. If anybody wants to jump on, please jump on, and we can talk about what you read this week, what you bought, all that kind of stuff. And I'll start talking in the comments and say hi to everybody. So thanks for being patient. I appreciate it. Try to be about as fast as I could, but it was just a lot to get through. Now my stupid watch keeps talking to me. Let's Crucius. What's up, Eddie? Good seeing you. Brian, how you doing? Did I give Aaron Rodgers the coronavirus? No, that stupid bastard who's like, I took alternative medicine. Alternative medicine is what's known as vitamins, people. What's up, Hellcan Joe? Welcome, man. I don't think I've seen you and I've interacted, but I don't think you've seen me in my chat before. So if you're still around, cheers, man. Appreciate it. Chip, how you doing, man? Good seeing you. Did you get that doc sorted? Never mind. Digger Jim, welcome. Who else we got here? Captain Beardo, thanks for stopping in. I appreciate it. It's been a while since I've seen you around. And what else? One shot. Yeah, it was no closing this week. I think my LCS is just making up like a lot of their damage stuff. Just sort of all came in this week. So I was reading for about 5 hours today. It was a lot of reading to do. So Station 62 Lefty Blues. Pat, how are you? Welcome. And Thanks, man. I appreciate it. And yeah, like I said, if anyone wants to jump on camera, like I'm gonna pop over to the YouTube and I'll pin the link. But I did just drop it in chat, so give me a second while I'll try and ramble my way through this, and we'll go from there. So hey, look, I'm live. It's creepy seeing my own face. I'm gonna mute myself. Do that. And can I pin it now? Pin message. There you go. Yeah, so jump on if anybody wants to. What else did I miss any books? Or is there any opinions you disagree on or anything else like that? I know my LCS has not still gotten the latest issue of Robin, which I've been kind of liking. I think it's been damaged every damn time they try to get it. So, and there was the Batman Arkham City that they did put one in my box, but it was all beat up, and I just was like, I'm not gonna buy this. And that one was kind of borderline for me, anyways. It had the weird 10-finger guy, and I didn't love the first issue. Oh, here's everyone's favorite Kermit.
You seem lonely. Nobody was coming on. So.
I am lonely. I'm always lonely, Eddie. How you doing, man?
Oh, tired as shit.
Well,
I picked up nothing this week. Really, I stopped crossover last month. And really, all those books is not one out of there I collect. So it was
a sleepy reader. Well, a lot of these are me trying out stuff too, so I don't blame you.
Well, yeah, you're reviewing them, so you could always use them. If I ever do that, me and the wife got into the after going by the 2 collectible stores in town today, we got into the argument again of I want to open up a shop, and she's like, she wants the grandkid to come live with us. So I think she's using it as an ultimatum. If I let the 16-year-old grandkid come live with us, I am allowed to open a shop.
Well, you can put the kid to work at the shop after hours.
Delinquent me than you.
Yeah.
Kind of like,
maybe he'll learn to read comic books and get a new lease on life, and they'll make an indie movie about you, Eddie.
Yeah.
It'll be called Eddie's Country Blues.
Did you see those boxes Unknown Comics are putting up? I almost bought one.
No, I heard 200 books for a bunch of money.
$199 for 120 to 170 comic books, random, and then they go up to $650, which you get 170 to 200 Virgin variants, and then they have a trade variant one for $525. It's random between I'm like. Yeah,
I probably already have most of the stuff in those boxes, so no thanks.
That's weird.
And I don't love Unknown's customer service. So
I thought about just trying just doing the $99 one just to open as a mystery box just to see what they threw into it.
Well, yeah,
I'm bad like that.
Anyways, how's everybody else doing out there in the internet world? What else did folks pick up this week?
Yeah, anybody pick up anything good besides the stuff he looked at?
This one I really did like, man. I think it was pretty good.
I don't think we got it, so you'd have to send me the name and I can look it up. This is the only way I'm going to get it. They did get that first one you put up there, the Truth one. That's the only book I think I saw at my comic shop, and they didn't even get the Stranger Things one, which I was hoping they would, but they didn't.
Oh yeah, I don't read a lot of books based on
Strange Academy. Sorry, but. Wait, Jeff's in here. Why get more people on here? What the heck?
I tried, man. The StreamYard link is posted. If anybody wants to dive on, please do. So it seems like people have gotten your mystery boxes in the mail this week finally, Eddie, huh?
Yeah, one didn't like his. Yeah, I mean, I admit there's a few of the slabs were not the biggest thing in it. They were minimum,
Yeah, well,
but those should have gotten the bigger. Raw books is how.
Well, as long as that's people know that's not bad. It's a hard. I get. It's a hard emotional thing because like you see slab, you think that's the most valuable, but I get that's not always the case. So
yeah, but like I think the slab he got, if I'm not mistaken, he got the first Black Suit Spider-Man, the Secret War 6 was in there.
Oh really?
I think I put it with that one because that was like one of the lowest end slabs. It was Death Knight. I still like the cover. I would have kept it, but I'm basically.
Was that Alan who was talking or the other guy?
No, Alan, I think, if I'm guessing, he ended up with First Carnage because he keeps on complaining how he gets way too many of that book, so I don't know if he did or not.
Well, he'll flip it. I mean, Alan plus knows the eBay values pretty well. The other guy, I don't know. He looks like
I don't have a clue. The guy who the Rhode Island one worried me because when I brought that one to the post office, he had done it through PayPal, and the post office couldn't scan the ad.
Oh, gotcha.
They couldn't scan.
What is up, creepy parking lot?
Yeah,
Well, I'm not in a creepy parking lot. I'm getting out of a gas station right now.
Oh, sorry. That's totally different. I take it all back. Comic Journey, how you doing today?
I'm doing wonderful. I'm on my way home after a
Nice.
long day.
So the brothel on the right we should ignore. So,
I stream bombed just about everybody in the community. How am I not going to do that to you today?
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Just don't hit a deer or anything. That's all I'm asking.
What's that?
Just don't hit a deer or anything, you know.
I don't got deers around me. I got a lot of raccoons and possums.
Don't hit that either. Possums are good for the planet. They eat other bugs.
Possums are the nastiest
On that
things
stop
I've ever encountered. Those things are rabid.
They are not. They don't carry rabies. They're immune to rabies.
They scare the shit out of me. I don't know what they have, but
Yeah.
they got something out there. But I'll tell you this much. You know, you know what? I don't have any new comics today.
Well,
you know why? Oh, you know why I don't have any new comics today?
You spent all your money on Kool-Aid Man #1?
I didn't go to the LCS.
Well, that'll do it too. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. So I have no material to do my look at me video like everybody does.
Yeah.
So I have to sit there and just admire everybody's comics. You had a nice set of books today, a lot more than I expected for 1 week. But
yeah, my LCS, like I said, they've been since everyone switched to Penguin and stuff, and like all that kind of like there's a lot of beat up books that and so I'm getting all this.
I've sent back.
I've been very, very fortunate. Both my LCSs that I go to, both of them don't have not switched from Diamond.
Yeah, he did. He blew right through that stop sign. I saw that. No, actually, a bunch of mine have totally. They had all kinds of damaged stuff. I'm missing books. I think now because
listen, don't make me Google possums for y'all. They're good for the fucking planet.
Well, why people are agreeing with me? Of course they're agreeing with me. I can't see the chat because I'm driving right now.
I know. Good.
And I'm a very good driver. I follow all the laws.
You just hate four-ways. You just ignore all those four-way stop signs.
Just blew another stop sign.
What are you talking about?
You're not even California stopping the damn things.
I don't know what
this is just
about.
a loop, and you're just dicking with us.
It's a loop.
I'm stopping. I stopped. There you go.
Okay.
Okay,
so 1 out of 5. 1 out of 5.
This is great. Hidden. We're like you're the most entertaining thing that's happening right now. Comic Journey. The chat is now counting.
Anything could happen. Michael Myers could jump out of nowhere. Morbius.
Another one. There he goes again. What do you mean? He's doing another one.
What are you talking about, man? This is New York. How you stop at stop sign New York?
I lived in New York for 10 years.
Well, there you go.
All right, folks. We're just gonna watch Comic Journey drive because it's much more entertaining than.
I lived in Queens and Long Island.
Really? Where in Queens?
I went to right down College Point, right down College Point Boulevard.
Oh, very cool. That's not that far away from where I grew up. I grew up in Astoria.
I went to PS 129. That's all I remember. I was young at the time, so it doesn't really count. It's one big hill down to the water where you could we used to see LaGuardia across this thing. So that was our fun.
Well, I grew up in Astoria, which is literally right next to LaGuardia Airport. And I live in Syosset now, in wonderful Long Island.
I moved to California when I was young, so
you were smart. Well, actually, no, you weren't smart. California's not much better than New York.
No, one of my best friends lives in near. We moved out whatever. We moved out to Long Island later on. Woods Road Elementary was I forgot the name of the town. Oh well, it doesn't matter. Yeah, we're poor Taylor's there going, I don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Oh, I just know there's enough schools out there where y'all just number them. That's all I know. So
yeah. That's how it is. That's how it is in the boroughs. Everything is numbered.
Yeah.
Not on Long Island. Long Island, you have like these fancy names. Everybody has to give a name to the school of presidents and politicians and people that had nothing to do with the town. We're just going to give them the name.
Yeah, we went. Downtown we had a brick building was our school, and it was PS 129. Moved out to Long Island. We went to Woods Road Elementary. It was named after nobody, I guess. I have no idea why. Unless it's somebody I know.
Where the hell is Woodrow Elementary? What town?
I'm trying to remember now. North Babylon.
Oh, North Babylon. That's South Shore.
Yeah, my cousins lived. Oh God, I forgot. They were in Beaumont. I don't freaking know.
Belmont.
Yeah, they played. They were big lacrosse. My cousin was the lacrosse for Army Navy for the Army at West Point for a while.
Very cool.
He actually holds records with it too. But he's old.
Lacrosse was a big thing back then too.
Huh?
Lacrosse was a big thing back then too on the island.
Yeah, they all played during high school. The Slabowskis. He was George Slabowski was he actually holds some records with it for when he went to West Point. So he's like almost 60 now, so he's got to be at least 5-10 years older than I am.
Is he a big Slabowski?
Oh, he's a big Slabowski.
Nice.
His dad was a big Slabowski. The fun part was he went to the rowing machine when he lost weight. He's dead now. He died 2 weeks after my dad died 10 years ago. But he did the rowing machine trying to lose weight. Yeah, he lost weight from here, and then it went. He looked like an upside down mushroom. Nicest guy in the world. He used to work for Pan Am selling stuff. I'm like, what the hell is that? A road going? Sorry, I'm trying to look at the cars go by.
Yeah, we're all just stalking. Now we're just stalking Comic Journey.
Yeah. Now I'm at a hilltop.
Yeah.
Yep. Nothing came in comics. I got one box of all the same comics. I already know what it is. It's all came in the mail today.
Well,
I just had to make a quick stop because I got to stop by the office, pick something up, and then I'm gonna go home.
There you go. You can't trust those realtors; they're all shady fuckers.
You know what time it is here, man?
I do, man. I know, and I also know realtor hours. You end up working when everyone else has off.
Hey, I talked to 2 different real estate agents in my town, trying to find around 1,000 square foot place to lease or rent or whatever. And one guy, the guy who sold us our house here, never got back to me after I asked him.
It was residential. You need to find a commercial realtor.
Well, yeah, this guy they both handle both. We're such a small town. They just pretty much, I already went through the thing and did a lookup. My friend who works at Grub Night did a lookup for me. He only found 3 places in town available.
Were you one of these guys that had realistic expectations, or you had unrealistic expectations and make us go berserk? Because that's all I'm getting these days.
No, I just wondered. I mean, there was a few places, but still $4 a square foot was a little high.
$4 a square foot.
Hey, I'm in a town that's tiny. I'm in a tiny little town. I'm in a tiny town.
Dude, you know what I would do if I was selling stuff or renting stuff for $4 a square foot? Oh my God, I'd be leasing and selling stuff on a minute-by-minute basis, not hourly basis, not everyday basis.
Yeah, but I'm in a town of 30,000 people that doesn't have anything.
Oh,
in Chicago, I know a building where you can get it for $2 a square, Eddie. So,
I mean, there was a few between 185 and 2, but the guys never got back to me.
Gee, do you know what the rates are over here?
Oh no, I know what New York's like.
Holy crap!
My best friend lives in New York. Lives in Selden.
Holy,
so, yeah, I know what it's like. So
I long for those days.
We'll compare it. Well, how about we compare commission checks sometime, Comic Journey? I'll take yours any day of the week.
Yeah, well, you know what? I wouldn't be that quick to do that, man. Right now, they're shortchanging us left and right on our commissions, and they're cannibalizing the business over here. It's becoming really, really tough to be able to compete and actually make a decent living. And the other thing is, it doesn't matter what you make over here. A nice little state over here likes to take a chunk out of everything that we do. Like a nice little chunk. That's why I said California is not that much better than New York, because it's not fun.
Well, yeah, that's fair.
I like my money. I don't want.
Yeah, well, I mean, also like where I live, the average home price is about $185. So
yeah,
but you probably make at least 6% on each deal, right?
Total usually, yeah, but like the buy side's 2, sell side's 4. So
well, yeah, but it's a total of
6.
Yeah. 6. Yeah, over here they're beating us up trying to do totals of 3 and 4.
Yeah,
it's not
what happens. Everyone races to the bottom and trying to get business.
Oh yeah,
and you got the soccer moms and the fly-by-nights that are coming in here. But just be, I have a license. I have a license. I could sell a property. Doesn't matter that they're guiding them into the worst property in the world. They're going out and cannibalizing the business. Whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, around here, we get called every other week for, are you going to sell your house? Are you going to sell your house? Because house prices have tripled in the last 5 years. So,
Taylor, you do that?
Sell your house and move somewhere else. Then the grandkid can't live with you, and then you're set.
Taylor, do you do that? Do you do the calling for people to sell their houses?
No, I mostly just do right now. I'm just doing word of mouth. So
that's what I do. Honestly, I like when I first started when I was like 18, 19, everybody's like, you got to pick up the phone. You got to call. You got to call. You know what? It's fucking harassment. Leave the people alone.
Like no one ever wants to hear from you. So
like, if somebody wants to sell their house, they're gonna go to the real estate agent. If you're known in the area, you're gonna be one of the people they're gonna go to.
Yeah, I let people know I'm a realtor, and I try not to be an asshole, and that's about it. So
that's how I feel too. Like the people that go door knocking like Jehovah's Witnesses every day and calling on the phones, it's just annoying. Honestly,
it's a numbers game. Eventually, I mean, they'll get somebody at some point, but like you got to do like 1,000 of them. It's not worth it.
They don't do either research. They don't know if somebody's a realtor or not. You know how many times somebody knocked on my door that actually knew me and didn't even know who they're knocking the door on? They just go randomly knocking doors throughout the whole neighborhood. It's nuts.
I'm not surprised. Like I mean, we get that too. I've had people knock on my doors too, so it happens.
You know, they're like they start talking their whole pitch before they even get a good look at who I am.
Yeah,
that's the funny thing is, I'm like, how about I tell you, put your house on the market, I'll sell that. But the funny thing is, I've been doing more and more commercial of late. You know, I've been directing the commercial department. It's nice. Better. You deal with numbers, not people. It's a lot nicer.
Your daughter's not wrong, Sleepy Reader. Adults will really only talk about real estate, insurance, maybe the weather, and prostate problems. That's about the like.
And hemorrhoids.
Yeah. Health problems. How about that?
Let's not forget the hemorrhoids. That takes a big precedent.
Speaking of health problems, go get vaccinated, you goddamn idiots. And then go buy this shirt.
Stop harassing people. Stop harassing people to get vaccinated.
Listen, I will boot you from my channel.
You can't get rid of me. I'm like a fungus. I grow and
he grows back.
If you get vaccinated and the booster shot, you can get rid of Comic Journey. He's COVID-19
I have one of our refusers on site that I work with, this lady from Wyoming and her husband. She's like, yeah, all the people I've known that have died from the vaccine. What?
Yeah, that's not true.
Ooh,
One of my buddy's brothers, who's just kind of like a Harley riding redneck, just passed away this last week for he was not vaccinated. He got COVID. He had the breathing problems. So I had to airlift him to a different hospital and induce a coma, and he was induced a coma, and then he just passed away a couple days ago. So
yeah, we've had a few family members already passed away from it.
Yeah, so. And then now Aaron Rodgers, that dumbass.
Yeah, he lied.
Well, he just used words that weren't. He said he was immunized, which just means he took some like vitamins or some shit or horse tranks, but like
dewormer.
Yeah, pretty much. So
I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm gonna go.
All right, man.
Sleeping 10 hours of work in the sun it's beautiful. I saw about 30 deer on the way to work today. So
did you hit any of them?
No, my wife did a while back. One ran across the freeway and nailed her car.
Yeah, well, don't add that verse to your country song this week.
I know. I did see again, when we first moved here, we went through some of the back roads and we found a farm and we found the ass of a deer with the leg hanging down over the fence of a dead deer. All that was left was the legs and the ass.
Oh.
And I saw that.
Yeah, and deer will fuck up a car. They will.
Oh, yeah, they will. But, okay, guys. Good night.
All right, man. Have a good night, Eddie. See you around.
See you Sunday.
Good night. I'm going to say good night very soon, too.
What's it? Yeah, sure.
I was just hoping that we're going to add something like that speeds down the road and have a show here, but it's nothing.
Well, the people were having fun counting the stop signs for you, their comic journey. So
were they?
Yeah, they were. You can read it. You can read it on the rewind. It's
See, I couldn't see it because I was driving, and
Yeah,
I'm doing it hands free.
apparently so.
See, I'm doing it hands free. I can't look at the screen while I'm driving. I'm a responsible driver.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like it's deer season. At least I don't know where you all live, but in the Midwest they're all running right now. And it's deer hunting season. But like it's when the deer start running, you got to keep your eyes out. So
We just watch for the raccoons, the pigeons, and the
yeah.
possums over here.
Well, I mean those will do a little bit of damage to a car, but like you'll survive that. Like a deer will fuck it up. Like
You ever drive with the window open and the pigeon hits you right in the head as you're driving?
no, it's never happened to me. You got hit in the head with a pigeon?
Oh yeah,
Nice.
not fun. You want
All
to talk
right,
about
chat.
raccoons?
Grandma got run over by a reindeer. Has anyone else in the chat been hit in the head by a pigeon? I've been shit on by a seagull. Does that count?
Everybody's been shit on by something.
Yeah, life.
I get shit on by people all day.
Yeah, sometimes you got to pay extra for that.
But yeah, it is what it is. It's a life.
Yeah, fair enough, man. Fair enough.
What's that on your hat? I can't read that.
It just says Wisconsinful. It's
what's it say?
Wisconsinful. It's a Wisconsin. It's a play on the word Wisconsin and sinful. So whatever.
I'm dense.
It's just covered my mess. I need a haircut. So
Are you still doing like a no haircut policy or something?
I don't know what I'm doing. If I get drunk enough, apparently I've claimed several times I'll get my hair cut if I get 1,000 followers, but I'm a long ways away from that, so we'll see. I don't know if I want hair down to my ass before I cut it. So
you gotta start letting a beard grow.
I can't grow facial hair, man. I can't do it. I look like I'm really about to like come and like kill you in your sleep. It's terrifying. I grew away with like very pale blonde facial hair and not much of it. The cover, I'll work on it, man. I just don't. I have not found a good blank yet. As far as the snapback hats, like, they're not good quality. So I'll keep my eyes on it. If I can find one, I'll get it set up in the shop for you. So, what kinds of sins are popular? Yeah, mostly cheese abuse, drinking, smoking.
Taylor, you do a lot of drawing too. I've seen.
Yeah, I do art quite a bit. Yeah,
I've seen a lot of the like little bits and pieces of what you do. Why don't you do more of that on your channel?
I started off as a drawing channel. No one watched it, so I just switched to a comic channel. I still do it. I have it. I've got an Instagram where I post on it and stuff. I think you added me on there.
Yeah.
And then
that's where I saw. That's where I saw a lot of stuff.
I'm working on a couple other things right now. I can't disclose them right now because I'm in contract talks and stuff. So, like, I got art stuff I'm working on. It's just kind of in hush hush for now. So, I appreciate it. This cover, I get it. So.
Well, like I said, I hopped on for a minute. I didn't want to stay on too long and hijack your channel the way I did.
It's all good, man. Hijack away.
I don't know if you saw Comic Vet earlier. I hijacked his channel.
I was on there. I saw it after you were on there. I must have been. You must have been on there kind of early. So
I don't think I let him get a word in when I was on there. So,
fair enough. Well, it's all right.
I was actually calling him while I was driving to the appointment I'm coming back from right now. So I'm gonna jump off. Thank me for saving your channel. You're welcome.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate it. And run just as many stop signs when you get out of the office, man. We'll talk to you soon.
I just got you a bunch of ratings and viewers, maybe a couple subscriptions. And by the way, people, if you're not subscribing to him, I don't know what the hell you're doing. This guy needs to get to over 1,000, so he can
get a haircut.
So he wants to get a haircut, but I want him to monetize and then harass you with ads.
Oh you're gonna see like ads for Manscaping like every other stream. So
Viagra, hemorrhoid
thanks, man. Well, have a good night, man. Enjoy working late. I know.
I'm just grabbing myself and getting out of here. Have a good night, man. Thank you.
Talk to you soon.
Good
Chris,
night,
your camera, I appreciate it. You just whatever's going on.
Oh, is it messing up?
Yeah, I can hear you, but all I see is green and like green stripes and stuff. But how you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. Hold on.
Right.
I'll just hide it because I saw it on the last stream and it was bothering me. So
yeah, it wasn't showing up, but whatever's going on, it was just the cover cheesehead. It's because Wisconsin is a dairy state. I mean, there's a lot of dairy cows here, so we make a lot of cheese. It's really not that exciting a story. So, and the cover says hi. Anyways, what are you up to tonight, Chris?
Nothing much, man. Just checking out your stream and enjoying my comic retirement. Collecting.
Yeah, you've retired. You're done.
I'm done. Yeah, yeah. I feel like I've collected what I want to collect, and now I'm living vicariously through the comic community on YouTube.
I
Watching.
appreciate it. So
Yeah.
what was your what was your retirement like? What was the end? What signaled the end for you?
What signaled the end? I realized that like I've well, here's the I've heard other people talk about like, all right, pick a character that you like and just start collecting.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, all right, I love Spider-Man, never gonna collect the issues I want. So
Sure.
that's good. I love Doctor Strange. He's more attainable, but
Yeah.
he's climbing. And I got one. I got the Amazing Spider-Man Annual #2, the
Oh,
first two.
nice.
So that was enough for me, and I
Yeah.
was just like, yeah, I'm good. I think I'm getting out while I still, because I'm like, oh, I could easily just have boxes, and I'm like, nah.
That's a healthy way to be. I have boxes. I mean, I'm trying to use the hobby to pay for the hobby and sell books to buy books and all that. Doesn't
Yeah.
always work, but yeah.
Hey, but you have a pretty, sounds like you have a pretty awesome collection.
It's getting there. I mean, this is all. The sad thing is like pre-COVID, I had nothing, and so this is all from COVID onwards. All I've got boxes and boxes of shit. The ones behind me are all for sale. That whole shelf is all eBay stuff, and then this box here, these to my right are mostly keepers right now. Well, sort of, but yeah. So I'm working
Whoa.
on. There's books, but every time I turn around, there's more books I want. So I feel your pain, and my problem is I don't limit myself just to like one character. If I did, that'd probably make life much easier. But
Yeah, I couldn't do it, man. I couldn't, like, there's a point where I was like, I was going through the characters, and I
yeah.
was like, all right, let me look, because I want to read up on stuff, because I'm a novice at like the main Avengers type of thing.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And like, yo, I don't know if this is just me, but like, are you okay? I've noticed something like very particular about a certain super, like Captain America.
Yeah.
Have you noticed the craziness of that fan base? Have you ever
Um,
died? It's insane, dude.
I think every character's fan base has their own flavor of crazy. So
Bro,
I don't know
bro.
anyone that's huge. I don't know a lot of people that are huge Captain America fans, to be honest. Like I think the Punisher fans are all crazy, but
Oh, yeah. Oh, God. Okay, yeah. Punisher
so
and Captain America, man, are the ones that, like, I went, like, there was this what was it? There's this Facebook group, this
yeah.
comic, and I was just like, I jumped into chat and I mentioned like, hey, this may be an unpopular opinion, but I've been kind of reading up on Captain America, and I think he's kind of overrated. I don't know. It's just, am I alone here? And oh my God, did I get? Do you understand what Captain America is, man? He's America. You don't like America? I'm like,
Yeah, that's about right.
I'm like, and the one time when I was like, all right, when I was thinking about collecting something of Captain America, I was like, oh, when he becomes a Hydra agent, I'm
Oh
like,
yeah.
yeah, that's cool. They give him a little edge, sure. And then I researched that, and everybody's just like having a conniption fit over like Captain America being working for Hydra. Like they've never read any comics before. I'm like, you really think that? I don't know. It just drove me nuts, and I'm
I
like,
mean, I think all comic like you get the comic fan base in general. Like, it's easy to get nerds riled up over dumb shit.
it's
Like,
it's interesting. It's
well,
very
I mean, like what's the new thing? Like that Kal-El's son is bisexual and everyone's all mad. I'm like, oh my god, it's a comic book,
um,
guys. Like,
you know what I find offensive about when they do stuff they always have a panel, the panel in which like the confirmation of the sexuality is put forth, and it's usually in the form of a kiss and an embrace. And I'm just like, okay, I know bisexual people, okay?
Yeah.
And I know this is a comic book. Very seldom is there a perfectly lit sunset, beautiful colors in the sky, like the world just all the problems have gone away when these two ignite. And I've noticed that for the most part that's how it presents. And I'm like, man, come on. Like, can it be
Well, I
like
mean,
in a truck or something and just be like, hey man, get over here. Just get over here, man. You know?
well, there you go. Next time a character comes out as bi, you should make sure it happens in a pickup truck.
I
No,
will.
I know
I
what you're
will.
saying, but I mean, I also get the other point of it too. You want a panel that's memorable, and you want it to be like
Yeah.
an art panel, you know. So they get even artists, they're druthers, and they're gonna make it like, yeah, sunset. So,
Oh man.
I think it would be great if they did have something just happen off panel in the back of a pickup truck, but I don't think
Yeah.
DC,
Just like
DC would go for that.
a fogged up glass or something, you know?
There
Just,
you go.
and then just take it back to the Titanic. Yo, dude, this is a fun show, man. Like,
Well, you're welcome out here anytime. All I do is mostly talk shit after I review comics. So
yeah, I like this. It's laid back. It's not as serious, you know. Not everybody.
well, Sunday nights on Eddie's channel, who was just on here too, we do the same sort of thing. So if you're around,
Oh yeah. Oh, Sunday. All right. Yeah,
yeah,
for sure.
everyone's always welcome. That's over on Old Man Collectibles channel, and like that's usually myself and Eddie and Rob from Fat Stacks, and we just talk very little bit about comics and usually about
Oh,
other stuff. It's usually about
oh.
crap that's gone wrong in Eddie's week. His life's like a country song. So
Dude, man, Rob. Oh my God, Rob had me dying laughing on a string. Like I came in, and the cover collectors is here in the chat. What's up, man? You were hilarious too. Oh my God, he would like. It was at the end of Chip's show, and
okay,
and I was having camera problems, so I did this. I
yeah,
took myself off, and like the cover collector was like, "What's his name?" I feel weird. Do you know his
I
name?
can't
Like,
remember either. I'm sorry. Cover Clutcher, what's your name, sir? I know you've said it. I just have a shit memory, and I'm an awful human being. So
yeah, yeah. There's been a lot of alcohol consumed between then and now, but like
yeah,
it was like one of those things where he was drunk, and Rob kept on saying the location of this naval base, which is a city
yeah.
near Oakland, and man, the cover collector just was just saying stuff, and I was wheezing, and it sounds like I'm not saying anything because I wasn't. I was just catching my breath. But oh man, Rob just and Chip too. That's another one. He came in with with another joke, and I just oh man, I died. I died. It was the best.
It's a pretty fun community, and I'm glad I found it. I'm glad you found it. It's kind of like I think a lot of people like with COVID and stuff, and like the fact you couldn't go out and do anything. I think YouTube saved a lot of people's lives, and I'm not really being facetious. I think it just helped a lot of people get through some shit. And I've met a lot of cool people. I can't wait to hang out with in real life that I've met on the internet.
So wait, hold on. So did you start this whole channel through the COVID?
I had a. If you could go back and know what you nobody ever, please don't go back. It was not a comic book channel pre-COVID. I just got really bored during COVID, and I like ordered some comic books online, and then I was like, you know what? I need more to do because I still can't do shit. I'm still trapped in my house. So then yeah, I just started making mystery box videos because I saw a couple other people open them. I think I was probably. What did I see? Like it was probably Franchise Kicks, actually. Honestly, now that I admit to it, and so I started opening mystery boxes and just kind of went from there. And now I don't do a ton of mystery boxes; they get me in trouble when I do open them. and I like reviewing stuff more, anyways.
So what happened with that? Like I've heard. See, there's a lot.
There was nothing. One guy just wasn't too happy with what I said about one of the boxes, which is fine. I think opinions. He's welcome to his opinion. I think I'm sticking with mine because wasn't my favorite box, but it is what it is. And I think we're all good. I think we'll see. We'll see. Drama has this weird way of like it's the internet. Everyone's mad about some shit, so it'll come back and probably be something. But for now, it's all settled down, which is good. Because yeah, I'm not. I like opening boxes and stuff, but I'm actually much more interested in talking about the comics and reviewing comics than I am about like pretending to be surprised when I see a variant of Spider-Man or whatever.
Yeah, dude. I see, man. Like I've been honestly trying to do my own like YouTube channel thing too.
Nice.
but I don't know, man. I don't think I have the personality type for that
I
sort
don't
of
know. I
thing.
think you'd probably be critical. I'm claiming ignorance. I've not checked out your channel. I apologize, or I might have
No,
subbed.
oh,
You know.
please, nobody check out my YouTube channel. It's and Gem Mint subscribe to me.
Oh,
Listen, dude.
nice.
Hey, man. I appreciate it, but there's a lot of pretentious stuff and a lot of like hard in the paint opinions of a few podcasts. So just tread lightly is all I'm saying. But like,
Fair enough.
but,
Yeah, Jem
but
doesn't subscribe to me, so you're winning that one.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, no, it was just very pretentious short films and stuff. But like, I wanted to like reorganize it and focus it in a way of like. At first, I wanted to do like what everybody's been doing, like showing books and the whole surprise, like, oh, what's this, and I had the video's up, but it's unlisted and it's black, so I'm looking at it and I'm like, I can't, I don't, I this is good, this is like, I'm Hispanic, all right, and so like I feel like when I do stuff like that, when I do this odd, like ostentatious, like I feel like I'm putting on like a song and dance, and I'm and it's weird. I feel weird, and
All
then
right.
I listen to my voice, and I'm like, I don't even think anybody would believe me if I was really that, like, I'm not that really. So I'm gonna refocus and see what else I can do. I've been writing scripts for some stuff
Nice.
that I'm pumped about, but
That's very cool. Yeah, I honestly I think it takes a lot of people. Like I said, I started trying to do like weird life advice bullshit, and then science fiction book reviews and a bunch of other stuff before I like settled on comics. I think everyone has to like find their own niche, and it does take several tries to like do it. I think, honest, for a lot of people. So
yeah, man, it's but it's fun. It's fun.
If you just go into that mentality of having fun with it, and then like if you can start, like I found myself being guilty of this too, where if you start worrying about growth, you start worrying about like that kind of stuff, and it stops being fun. But
yeah, because see, like with you, like I see you come off, you kind of have my personality a bit when in regards to like like I vibe with your attitude a lot, because it's just like, because you don't give a shit for the most, and
I
like
try
you
not
give
to. I mean, I think life's too short, but
like
then every
man,
once in a while feelings sneak in, and then it's like yeah.
oh yeah, then you got to crack open a beer and
Yeah,
bury those, but
exactly. Push those things back down where they belong.
exactly. But no, like what I want to try to start doing is I want to start talking about like the project that I'm mainly focused on is this scripted sort of like web series, I guess,
Oh, nice.
but it would be like it would be for the community, but like it's so weird because it's hard to make something for the comic community, because comics are going to be featured in it, and the story that I'm writing is gonna, it's weird. I don't
Oh,
know.
hey, I think there's an audience out there for anything, and I'll definitely check it out. You'll have to, yeah.
Yeah.
You're welcome to come on and promote it too, whenever the hell you want too.
Oh well, thanks, man. Thanks. I'm it's so nerve wracking, because I see all these people, and I see what you like even your drawing, like thumbnails. Like I
Yeah.
look at your like it looks. I don't know. I really dig that. I don't know why. It's
Oh,
just
thanks,
the way
man.
it looks. It's just like this chaotic, but like it has this structure to it. I'm like, man, that's cool. And I'm like, oh shit. Like I have a very like an identity, like sort of not quite like a fear of like throwing something out there, of like doing something like that,
I can empathize. I get that, man. I get that. I think at some point it's sort of like learning to swim. At some point you just gotta jump in the fucking pool. Like
and just and just pray. Yeah.
yeah, pretty much, man. So
Yeah, that's definitely
Comic Journey's not hiding the camera issues. We were looking at a staticky screen. So
yeah,
it's not like he
man.
was driving or just showing photo or just showing his hands, because that'd be totally normal.
Yeah, I think it's a software update. I think after I updated my phone, the camera
It
hasn't
might
been.
be. Yeah, I don't know. I've never tried broadcasting from a phone either. So I'm pretty Luddite when it comes to that. I figured out one thing that works, and yeah.
So man, what else are you into, man? What kind of movies you dig?
I mean, I like. Okay, it's probably easier to talk about what I just don't dig for movies. Like horror movies are not my jam for the most part, but I'll watch dramas and sci-fi and comedy, and like the topics. As long as it's well crafted, I'll watch pretty much anything, and even horror. If it's well done, I'll watch. I just think it's really hard to do really good horror. Sort of like it's hard to do really good comedy, but I'll watch almost anything. Like I saw Dune and I loved it, the new one, and I also watched The Green Knight, which is weird and trippy as balls, and I kind of dug that too. So I like quite a bit of stuff.
Okay, see that's cool, man. I haven't seen The Green Knight. I saw Dune, and it was a masterpiece.
Yeah, I thought it was gorgeous, and I know people are bitching about it. I'm like, what do you want out of it? Like, it's not an action romp. It's not a Marvel movie, but I'm glad it's not a Marvel movie. So.
Yeah, and even those same people that were bitching about the Lynch one, I finally saw that after like avoiding it because people told me that it was bad. Dude, it was great. I don't know what I guess it's just me liking models and the 80s sci-fi. I guess I missed it. I missed that little section, but I thought it was fine.
I mean, I think it gets a little. I think the Lynch one gets a little out there, and I think a lot of people that hated it love the book, and it varies from the book. I guess I've never made it through the book. The book bored the shit out of me, so I couldn't. I tried reading it like 4 or 5 times, and I just couldn't do it. But I think that's my understanding is a lot of people just hated the movie because it added things from the book and subtracted a bunch of stuff, and I'm like, well, whatever. Welcome to movies. So
yeah, that's true. So what kind of so do you what about shows? What about TV shows?
Again, lately the TV shows have been a lot of superhero shit just because like there's so much TV out there right now, right? There's just there's too much content to really consume. So
right.
But my favorite one of my favorite shows of all time is The Wire, and I love Deadwood.
Oh God.
I like Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad and that kind of thing, and so like slow burn dramas I tend to dig, and then I like goofy comedies too, like Community and Parks and Recreation, and that kind of stuff too. So I thought The Mandalorian was great.
Hell yeah.
But I mean, I will again. I don't. If the topic is good, I don't care. Like I'm halfway through Reservation Dogs on Hulu.
Yeah.
And I think it's great. I think it's a great, weird, sort of sad, sort of funny little half-hour show. So,
dude, okay. Well, dude, I have a suggestion since you mentioned that. There's have you heard of a show called Atlanta?
I've heard. Yeah, I've seen season 1. I liked it a lot. I just never. It kind of like fell by the wayside. Not on purpose. It's just again too much shit out there that like I know season 2 came out and I don't know. Is it done now or is it?
No. They went on the hiatus for like 4 years.
Okay.
And they released a promo for season 3. Like,
nice.
Oh my God, I've never seen a promo get me as hyped. And it's not even. And they're not. What's great is that I guess they got money this season, but they're it's just shots of like different things. There's no characters in the shots.
All right.
It's just different scenes, and they look like paintings. It's beautifully composed, everything, and there's just music.
Huh.
I forgot what the title of it. It's God. They say, or it's the end of. They say it's the end of the world. Don't you know that yet? That's what this woman is saying. and it's this creepy, eerie beat. Oh man, oh it's
I'll
great.
check out the promo. I need to hunt down season 2 too, because yeah, like I said, I've seen season 1. I really liked it, but Police Academy does not hold up super well. I don't think, but Highlander, I like the first Highlander. The sequels were not so great, but
yeah, first Highlander rocks. What's that Highlander with that with that one dude with the Mr. Krabs dude? The guy who voices Mr. He's the one that wears a vest and has that sword that he like puts together like a sniper rifle.
I can't think of it. I know what you're talking about, but I'm drawing a blank on it. So
I think it's the second one, but
okay. What's up, Daryl? Well, hopefully you found me. So welcome. How you doing, man? It's been a while. I miss your cryptic comments on my videos.
Oh, does he leave cryptic comments?
Yeah, something like I've come to find you. So either he's standing outside the window right there, which would be great because you can see my butt crack, but I don't know. So Dr. Zhivago was a good movie. Yeah. Like I want to start watching more older films because I think like there's some like I think limitation can help with creativity, and so like now CG makes everything possible. So it's just kind of
see, I don't even know what Dr. Zhivago is. Is it
Dr.
like
Zhivago's an old drama, I think Russian, if I remember right. Lots of snow, if I can remember. It's been a long time since I've seen it, but you too, Daryl. Keep well as well. So yeah, there could be only one Highlander. I think they should do a Highlander comic and just only have one copy of it. Or like have a variant, a ratio variant, one of those variants, or like there could be only one and just literally have only one copy of it. But
that would be horrible because then I wouldn't be retired anymore.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Damn, man.
But like some of the old Hitchcock movies and stuff. Like I love North by Northwest.
Dude, I fucking love that. I saw that video. My grandpa, that was like his, and he didn't like that movie.
Okay.
So I never got around to see it, but I finally did, and I was like, "Yo, this is fucking nuts! This is awesome! I love this. I loved everything about that." And then I just went on a Hitchcock. I rewatched Psycho.
Oh yeah,
so good.
Birds. Yeah, like Hitchcock, all those filmmakers back in the era, they're masters at doing things with like without effects or without they had to figure it out and like they had to use limitations and they couldn't show everything, which is kind of why it was so great. Like the reason Jaws is a great movie is because you almost never see the shark.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
But now if Steven Spielberg made Jaws now, it'd just be like a CG shit show, sort of like the Ready Player One was a shit show. Like.
Wait, you didn't like Ready Player One?
No, I fucking hated it. But
I loved it, man. Oh, I read the book and that there's that swooping shot when it goes into the battle and they all collide and you see all the characters.
Man, there was some fan service that I thought was cool, but it's also like I just didn't think it was a very well crafted story. So
yeah, and they didn't have any airplanes. They didn't have any fighters. That's another thing that annoyed me. I was like, man, they just had the Firefly shit. It's like, come on.
We could have a whole show talking about Hitchcock because Hitchcock, everyone in the chat's like talking about the Hitchcock. Yeah, Hitchcock, like
yeah, Hitchcock is one of the greats, man.
Yeah, Vertigo, Rear Window,
Rear Window, dude, is so underrated. I think.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't get brought up like the other ones, and like this when his neighbor's smoking the cigarette in the dark. And you just see that the amber, and you just see the glass, like you just see. I'm like, oh, that's so creepy, man. That's so.
Yeah, he was very good at the off screen creeping or the implied horror and stuff. So. Yeah. Ready Player One, Comic Journey. You'll have to do that exploration on that one on your own. Birds is another one. Although Bird special effects could maybe use a little upgrade, not much. But when they're just chucking stuffed animals at the window, it's like
yeah.
But I mean, Birds is also terrifying. You're right. Like So Grace Kelly. Yeah. I mean, it's some of the old Hollywood stuff where they didn't have all the shit now. It still told amazing stories. I think.
Yeah. Like Kubrick. Kubrick.
Yeah, Orson Welles. Yeah, that's right.
Oh, Orson Welles, dude. Yeah. Oh man.
Oh, Planet 9 from Outer Space is awful and also amazing. Yeah, that's horrible in the best of ways.
Yeah, Yeah, there's a charm to that will
But
never.
yeah, I also like the old Ray Harryhausen like stop motion shit like Sinbad and
Simba.
like
Gotcha.
not the comedy actor, but the the old
No,
version
yeah,
skeletons, stop motion skeletons and fighting and like Clash of the Titans, the first one, and
the classic
the
type.
original. Yeah, that kind of stop motion special effects I thought was great. But I love that shit growing up. So,
Man, yeah, that's why I think Kubrick is like one of the best. Is the best because that man, like special effects. I saw 2001. When I saw 2001 for the first time, I couldn't process how everything was done. It was weird. It was
yeah,
like the pen, like the floating pen. Like they say that it's put to a piece of glass and someone's moving it.
yeah.
Like, and I'm like, no, there's no way that there's a piece of glass there.
He was you're right, he was a master of like figuring that shit out and like fooling the audience and stuff. So
Dude.
but yeah 2001, the ending of it especially, yeah.
The
And
ending,
the running on the spaceship and all that, like where they built the thing and had it. Yeah, I mean that was all
the
crazy.
bone in the air transitioning to the space shut. Oh man. And then Doctor Strangelove, dude. Oh,
Doctor Strangelove's hilarious and yeah, Doctor Strangelove is amazing.
it's so good. It's my favorite film of all time.
And the thing is, it still holds up now as far as a satire. Like,
it does. Oh man, you want to know what's crazy? I saw that film too, and I noticed something that I never noticed. I've seen that film 100 times. When they're on the phone with the Russian prime minister, and the Russian prime minister apologizes.
yeah,
I never understood why he apologized first, and then I'm like, oh, because of the doomsday machine. That's why he's saying he's sorry. I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh yeah, I guess. Yeah, I never thought of that. That's yeah.
I'm sorry as well. Don't say you're more sorry than I am because I'm just. And I'm like, oh, that's why. Okay, cool. But man,
yeah, Kubrick did leave us. Wait, Eyes Wide Shut. I mean, there was boobies, so that was nice.
Eyes Wide Shut. I can't get on board.
But Clockwork Orange is another one. I need to rewatch Clockwork Orange. It's been years since I've seen it, but that was also that was a crazy movie.
Great. Clockwork Orange up there too.
Yeah,
I actually prefer it more than the book because I read the book, and I was like, yeah, no, I like Kubrick. It's more dark and morbid ending than he gets better and he becomes a functioning member of society.
Sort of. Yeah.
Sort of, yeah.
Nice. Well, listen, guys, I'm probably gonna have to get out of here. I got to work in the morning and stuff, and I think we could probably talk about movies for about 4 more hours, but we might save it for another conversation. So if you guys are around Sunday, go check out Old Man Collectibles channel. We can talk movies there. But
all right,
well, I appreciate you jumping on. Thank you. What do you got coming up? When are you starting the new thing on the channel?
I'm gonna make a video in a couple of weeks once I get this electrical stuff sorted out. But I'm going to film a trailer.
Nice.
Soon. I want to say this weekend. So
awesome. Well, everyone go sub Chris up, and then we can check that all out. And thank you for watching, everybody. I really appreciate it. Let me know if you agree with my comic reviews or you just think I'm a dickhead. Either way, it's fine. But while you're at it, just when you're walking through life, try not to be at least as much of a dick as I am. Be a little bit less of a dick, and life is good. So, thank you so much for watching. Have a good night, everybody. See you around.